Badlands National Park has over 244,000 acres of prairies and badlands and really cool and interesting geological features all around the park. Today we're showing you around Badlands National Park in South Dakota. We are out here at the Big Badlands Overlook, and it's one of the top spots for sunrises in all of the park. It's perfect when it's an overcast condition, so you don't get all those harsh shadows and highlights down on the Badlands. And it's absolutely stunning overlook right next to the visitor center right when you drive in.
So Badlands National Park is probably one of the most underrated national parks that we've ever been to. We've been to a third of all the national parks, including most of them on the western side of the US, and now we're making our way more to the east to see even more national parks. What we love so much about this one is how different it was. Just like when we visited Bryce Canyon, there's almost no other national park like it. When we visited Badlands, the sheer amount of badlands in this over 200,000 acre area is incredible.
If you guys have visited Anza Borrego Desert State Park in California, it reminded us a lot of the state park, but on a much grander scale. And if you guys didn't go to Anza Borrego yet, we do have a full itinerary and guide on that we'll link up here for you as well.
So the best time of the year to visit Badlands National Park would probably be either the spring or the fall. During the summer, you can visit, that's when we went, but it does get really hot. It was pushing 100 degrees. You have crazy thunderstorms that come out of nowhere because of the different temperatures. So we would highly recommend either visiting in like May or April, or visiting a little later in the season in September or October.
Now, if you do visit during the summer, we would just highly recommend doing any sort of hiking or outdoor activities early in the morning around sunrise or later in the afternoon around sunset, just so you're not out in those really hot peak hours.
So you can get there two different ways. We started all the way over in Sioux Falls and drove about 4 hours on a South Dakota road trip until we got to Badlands. You can also fly into Rapid City, which is filled with a ton of other adventurous things to do, and Badlands is only about an hour away from there. So if you guys are looking to see all of South Dakota and do a full road trip, we'd recommend starting over in Sioux Falls. But if you're just looking for a little weekend adventure, flying into Rapid City or starting there as a home base is a perfect spot.
If you guys want to explore the other surrounding areas of the Black Hills, like Mount Rushmore, Custer State Park, that whole area, then we definitely recommend starting in Rapid City and doing that whole area together. How long do you need to visit Badlands National Park? We recommend 2 days to 3 days if you really want to see everything in the park. I don't think you need much longer than that, to be honest. It's a big park, but in terms of explorability, there's two different sections of the park and only one has a ton of things to do. The other is kind of not as visited because it used to be like a Cold War training ground, and there's like hidden bombs or things that they used to train out there, so they recommend people not exploring out there. There's actually a really cool little monument next to Badlands too called the Minutemen area, and you can go check it out. It has to do with the Cold War if you're looking for an extra thing to do. But if you guys are just stopping through South Dakota, you really only need 1 day to see all of the highlights in Badlands. But if you do want to hit like every single thing possible off your South Dakota Badlands bucket list, then you'll want to give yourself 2 days minimum.
The main thing to see in Badlands National Park is to be there for the sunrises and the sunsets. That's definitely the most beautiful part of the area, and we have a few that we would recommend seeing. So if you're looking for a sunrise, there's two spots that we absolutely loved.
So one of the best sunrise spots is Big Badlands Overlook, and it is one of the best viewpoints in the entire park regardless of sunrise or sunset. It's right next to the entrance of the park, and it is stunning. You get vast Badlands for days with no obstructed views, so it's a really nice area if you're really looking to see Badlands.
The other sunrise spot that we would highly recommend is checking out Panoramic Point. You can see a full 180-degree view of the Badlands. It is a little bit further into the national park, so if you're looking for a quick sunrise, you don't want to drive the windy road all the way in, we recommend doing the Big Badlands Overlook. Now let's get into some sunsets. Sunsets are all going to be on the opposite side, and there's really two spots that you're going to want to see it that are about a 5-minute drive away from each other.
The most popular one and the one we recommend the most is the Pinnacles Overlook. There's a massive parking lot because it gets really busy. That's probably the busiest part of the park, actually.
We saw some really cool wildlife there. The Badlands go on for days, and you get to see the sunset directly over the horizon. And right next to that area was called Hay Butte, and that was another area that we absolutely loved for sunset. Just depends on what kind of type of view you have. Pinnacles Overlook looks directly at the sun, where Hay Butte focuses on the side and you get a completely different angle and different lighting on the Badlands. We loved both and we saw sunset from both because they were actually right next to each other. As soon as you come into Badlands, one of the first things that we recommend doing is doing the Door and the Notch Trail. So that area has this beautiful boardwalk. You can actually go and climb on the massive features that make up the Badlands, although they are kind of slippery, so we would only recommend doing it if you guys know what you're doing and bring proper shoes. The one that we really liked was the Notch Trail.
We're here at the end of the Notch Trail. It's about a 3/4 mile trail in the park. It is apparently the best trail to do, especially if you only have one day in Badlands National Park. It takes you up through the little canyon here and you get to go up this fun little rope ladder and you get these beautiful views. Make sure to bring lots of water, wear some sturdy hiking shoes here because it is quite slippery, just the nature of the rock here. And bring lots of sun protection, sunscreen, hats, UPF shirts, etc. just because it gets really hot in the summer. It can get up in the 90s and 100s. So just make sure you're really prepared and download your maps ahead of time so you don't get lost because apparently it is very easy to get lost here too. And we're gonna head out to the next trail.
When you guys are driving through Badlands, you're gonna drive the Badlands Scenic Drive, and we would highly recommend taking a long time to do it. It took us about an hour to make it from one end of the park all the way to the area we wanted to see for sunset on the opposite side. So make sure you guys take your time. It is a pretty windy road. There's lots of wildlife out, especially if you guys are out there during sunrise or sunset.
One of our favorite little roadside stops was the yellow mounds. These things are really yellow, like very mustard yellow, very different than the rest of the Badlands. And so it's definitely a good stop just to check out while you're driving through the scenic areas of the park. If you're into wildlife viewing, there's a ton of different species out here. We saw everything from bison, coyotes, bighorn sheep. If you guys think prairie dogs are pretty cute, make sure to go over and check out the prairie dog area of the national park. They're super cute and you can just watch them all day. But please do not feed the prairie dogs. We saw a lot of them, or we saw some people like feeding them Doritos, and it's not good to feed wildlife regardless of the type of wildlife. Same thing with like the squirrels in Yosemite National Park. Just don't feed them. You don't want them to become food conditioned.
And last but not least, if you guys are flying in there and you need a rental car, know that you don't really need any 4x4 capabilities. There's no off-roading or rough roads. There's really one paved road that's all the way through that is very, very well kept. They actually just finished repaving it and doing some new construction on it. And there's one road, it's a little bit of a dirt gravel road. There's one area of the park that takes you down to a campground. It's actually the road that you're going to take going over to Hay Butte. That is the only section of the park that is gravel or dirt at all. And along that road, it's pretty long. There's not a lot to see besides the prairie dogs and Hay Butte. So you probably are going to stay on paved road the whole time.
One other thing about Badlands National Park is it's a really great spot for dark skies and you can shoot astrophotography out there. So we actually got up at like 1, 2 a.m. to go shoot the Milky Way over at the Pinnacles Overlook where we had shot sunset prior, because it's only like a 10-minute drive from where we stayed in Wall right outside the park. And it was absolutely beautiful. If you're really into astrophotography, we definitely recommend bringing your tripod, some layers, and taking yourself out there and just shooting, because you'll get some really nice views, especially during the summertime.
And if you guys don't know too much about how to take astrophotography, we actually have a whole photography ebook that you guys can check out. We'll go ahead and link it down below, but we talk about phone astrophotography, camera astrophotography, regular photography, and how to take your camera from auto into manual. So if you're interested in any type of photography and want to learn what we do, you can check it out down below. We are right outside of Badlands National Park. There's actually an area called Badlands Boondocking, so you can camp out here for free. There's a beautiful overlook, and since it's technically not inside the national park, we can fly our drone here. So all the drone footage that you've seen was not taken from inside the national park, because you're actually not allowed to fly your drones inside a national park. All right, you guys, that is it for our adventure here in Badlands National Park. We have been to a ton of other national parks. If you want to check out our national park playlist, you can click right up here. Next up, we have our full South Dakota itinerary coming out. We're going to be going to the Black Hills, hanging out in Custer. We start off in Sioux Falls, flying out of Rapid City. So we've been having such a fun time here. Tell us down below, what do you think would be your favorite part of Badlands? Would you try and do the sunrise? Would you do the Milky Way? Would you try and do sunset? Do you want to go and check out the fossils? Do you want the wildlife? I think personally my favorite part was sunset. sunset. It's absolutely incredible.
And make sure to stay tuned. We got a ton more national parks coming up, lots more itineraries and road trip guides.
And if you guys want to see our daily content, we put out a reel on TikTok every day to stay up to date a little bit quicker than what we're doing on YouTube. We're a little backed up right now. You can check out the links to our Instagram and TikTok down below. And with that, we'll see you guys out there on the next adventure.